1 year after two bombs went off at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, a city comes together to run again.
Vice President Joe Biden made a trip north on the 1-year anniversary of the bombing. Find out why.
In the strange twist for an inspiring anniversary, I'll have the story for you coming up next.
Welcome to a very special edition of WEBN News. I'm Maggie Smolka.
And I'm John King. Tonight we look back at the 1-year anniversary of the Boston Marathon.
And we look forward on how a resilient city bounced back again and ran again.
We want to take you back 1 year ago. The date was April 15th, the time 2:50 p.m. Two bombs exploded at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. The aftermath devastated the city of Boston.
By the end of the day, 3 spectators who were standing at the finish line were dead. Dozens more were taken to the hospital.
That day, we watched as ordinary citizens became heroes. It was the day everything changed in Boston, and some wondered if we would ever run again.
It was a day that was supposed to be about celebrating an accomplishment and ended in a way nobody could imagine.
The following interviews may be difficult to watch, but they help to tell the story of the tragedy. Take a look.
It was awful. I'm an emergency room nurse and I've never seen anything like that before.
A lot of smoke, and there's just a lot of uncertainty at that point.
Right when they stopped us, so
Love you.
we couldn't go any farther. Right there, they just immediately stopped.
Okay, right now this is not the priority. The priority is get everybody out of the area. Okay, so they're all safe.
Family was waiting for me at the finish line, so I was just worried about them. We just now got together, so.
It's a major explosion. Get it through your head. It's a major explosion.
So we finally tracked her down a long time later, so we're very happy to all be safe and sound.
For some, fears of what happened last year resurfaced. This happened just hours after a moving tribute to victims had dispersed. Stephanie De La Cruz is at the finish line on Boylston Street. Stephanie, walk us through what this was all about.
Well, John, it was an intense night here for everyone, and police were not taking any chances when they saw a man running down the streets right here with a backpack. And when they told people to step back because they were going to blow up the backpack, nobody stepped back. People just wanted to see what was going to happen. The backpack was blown up as a precaution near the finish line, which left some tense moments at the 1-year anniversary of the marathon bombing.
I was in the Marine Corps. I went over to Iraq, and then, even last year, I never expected to see, IEDs on Boylston Street. And then a year later, you got some knucklehead walking down the street trying to, I don't know if it's a sick prank or what his deal was, but, a year, 2 years in a row now on the same street, same spot.
And he said, "Oh my God," he said, "I won't believe what I just saw." He said, "This guy was wearing a black long gown, like a graduation gown, and some kind of a black veil over his face, and he had the eyes cut out with white Halloween tape, and he had 666 on his hands."
The man she is describing is Kevin Edson. He was stopped by a police officer who saw him running barefoot with a backpack in Boylston Street. And police later said there was only a rice cooker filled with confetti inside.